Hello and welcome to another episode of Back on Track Trains. Today we're going to do an unboxing. Specifically, we are going to unbox an accessory set. This is the number 150 telegraph pole set. This was made between 1947 and 1950. So let's take a look at the outside of the box first. You've got that classic Lionel Electric Trains logo that was so prominent in the late 1940s and the 1950s. Made in the US of America, not the USA or the United States of America, but love how Lionel uses that US of America. Just a really neat thing that they tended to do. We've got the Lionel Corporation logo on the side, New York and Chicago where their headquarters were by this point, and then reiterating the name on either end. This is a really nice set. There's a couple of issues with the box. Somebody at one point decided to write on it. I assume that was the price at one point, $2.75. And there's some nicks and scratches, but the box corners are really nice. Nothing is torn apart. There is some staining on this side, but really a presentable, nice piece in really nice shape, even on the underside. Nothing too dramatic going on there, some scratching, just really shelfware, not abuse, just shelfware. So let's open it up and see what you get with the number 150 set. So the number 150 set came with 6 of those telegraph poles, as it reiterates inside the box, just like it said outside of the box. Interesting, this one is the blue font. The lettering is in blue. According to the research that I've done, some were done in black. I don't know if this is from different years. Maybe if somebody knows, they can leave a comment down below if they know a little bit more about the nuances of this set that was made for those 3 years from 1947 to 1950. But you do get 6 of these telegraph poles. I have to be honest, this one almost looks like they've never been out. There's brakes in the holders there, but those brakes are for going in and out, and they don't look too bent. The tabs at the bottom are all present. There's a little bit of an issue here with some of the paper pulled away, but this looks remarkably unused. And the telegraph poles themselves, I don't see any of the top bumps missing. There should be 6 on the top row and 4 on the bottom, and each of these have those. What's interesting that you can see is that the front of the pole has more detail than the back of the pole. So a little bit of an interesting thing with the mold, and if I can get close in there, you see that is the front of a pole where you see rivets and the insulators. These are called insulators. This is where the wire, the telegraph or the telephone wires would have attached to. But it's fully molded. They're detailed, they're rounded. When you look at the back of this one, you can see there's a number, 150-3, so a part number, again, set 150, part number 3. But it's flat, no detail at all. So you can really see the difference between what would be the front and the back. The molding detail is much different here. There is that wood grain. It's a little bit hard to see in this video, but there's wood grain, whether it's the front or the back, throughout and down the pole. Another difference between the fronts and the back is on the fronts, you see that classic L logo, whereas on the reverse you don't, and these wing tabs. So a little bit of a nuance between the front and the back of these telegraph poles, where you can see some of the casting differences. Underneath the box, I'm going to lift this out carefully, are the holders for the telegraph poles, and these clips here. So these clips would attach to a track, and then these would hold the telephone poles. What's also nice about this set is that the instructions are on the box lid. So if you lift this over, you can see here are all of the instructions that you need to set up your telegraph set. So you've got the poles and the bases. So it shows how the telegraph pole slots in to the holder here and how these clips clip onto a track. So really clear, really simple, and then this way you can get a really nice verticality to your track so that these are perpendicular in the vertical direction from your track. So let's take a closer look here about how that might work. So what I've got here is just a piece of track. I think all of us collectors have tons of track laying around. So this is an 027 track with a low profile. So let's see how that works with the clip. It may need O gauge, I don't know, so we'll find out together. And I do have a piece of O gauge standing by. So again, according to the instructions, you would take your piece of track here and you would clip it into the edge, just as so, and then snap it in. So there, it does work with 027. So right there, nice and simple. So I'm going to take one of these poles out carefully. Again, I'm not sure if these have ever been out, so we'll have a little bit of fun with it and see if we can take it out of the box without doing any harm, because I really do like the condition of the box. So we're going to take this, move it down, and then slide it out. That worked out really well. We'll take that, put that over here. And again, just as the instructions say, really simple. There's tabs on either side, and it slots right into that there. So you can see when you're all said and done, you've got just a nice looking telegraph pole that lines up with your track and will look great on your layout. Here you can just see how tall these telegraph poles are in relation to a 2055 464 steam engine. They look just really great. They really do stand up, so you can imagine 6 of these or more lined up on a vintage set just really adds to the height and adds to the interest of the overall display. So again, a good looking addition to any set, especially those post-war sets, and then it looks really great next to this steam. What's nice about this set is really just not only its condition, but its completeness. We've already talked about the telegraph poles, how all the insulators and everything are there. None of the tabs are ripped or broken. But it also has all six of the matching clips, and there really isn't any oxidation to speak of. There's a little bit down there. I'm not sure this set was ever out of the box and used. It's just really clean and really nice. There's some scuffing down there, so maybe it was used at one point. You can see the part number 150-5, Lionel Corp, made in US of America once again. So the telegraph poles are part number 150-3, the clips are 150-5, but everything is really complete, in really nice shape, and just a great set. Well, thank you so much for watching this unboxing of the Lionel number 150 set from 1947 to 1950. I think it's a really cool item. It's great to see it in such original condition. If you like videos like this about Lionel trains, please like and subscribe. We've got a lot more content coming your way.